Hello everyone, I'm your biology teacher. In this video, you will study human body circulatory system. So let's begin. What are the learning objectives of this chapter? The learning objectives are circulatory system, blood and blood groups. In all living organisms, whether they are unicellular or multicellular, a transport system is needed for the transportation of nutrients, oxygen, and other products within the body. In lower organisms, the metabolic substances can pass freely throughout the body, and that will reach to every cell of an organism and be removed as a metabolic wastes by the process of diffusion. In higher organisms, nutrients, oxygen, and other useful substances transport through blood as it reaches every cell of the body. The heart and blood vessels, that blood vessels included arteries and veins through which blood is passed throughout the body, that together to form a system, and the system is called the circulatory system. I repeat, the definition of circulatory system means the heart and the blood vessels through which blood is passed throughout the body constitute a system is called circulatory system. So in this chapter, we are going to study about circulatory system and related with the circulatory system, what are the other topics are there. So let us see circulatory system again. Again, we are going to study the detail of circulatory system. So look at that. Most of the cells in the human body are not direct contact with the external environment. We know that in our body, that means most of the cells or most of the parts or most of the organs of our body is not direct contact with the external environment. So how they are connecting with each other? So they are relying on the circulatory system. That means this act as a transport service for them. And the two fluids that is moving through the circulatory system, and the name of the fluids are blood and lymph. So in this chapter, we are going to study the detail of these two fluids. The blood vessels, and heart constitute the blood circulatory system. The lymph, that means lymph nodes, lymph vessels from the lymphatic system. So these two systems, that means the lymphatic system and blood circulatory system, that's together to form circulatory system of human beings. So let us first study about the blood circulatory system. The circulatory system can be defined as the system of organs and tissues, and that included with the heart, blood vessels, blood, and this involved in circulating blood through the body. So look at that. What are the, that means the blood circulatory system comprises of the blood and the network of transporting vessels, then arteries, veins, capillaries, and the process of pumping of blood throughout the body from the heart. So we can say that the blood circulatory system comprises the blood that transport the substances to and from the cells of the body. Then a network is also there, and that network is acting as a transporting system. That means a network of transporting vessels that comprising arteries, veins, and capillaries, and that distributes and collects to and from the body. A pump is there, that means the heart that pumps the blood throughout the body. Then now we are going to discuss about what is the definition of blood and what are the things are, or what is the composition of blood. Blood is the most important mode of transportation of materials in human beings. That means in our body, blood is acting as the important mode of transportation of materials. So it is a fluid connective tissue. Blood is a fluid connective tissue, and this is connecting the different body parts, and it maintains the continuity within the body. And now let us see that what are the composition of this blood. Blood consists of formed elements. That means blood consists of blood cells that moves about in a watery liquid. That watery liquid is called plasma. That means blood contains blood cells and plasma. There are three types of blood cells found in blood, and the name of these cells are red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Otherwise, we are calling like that RBC, WBC, and platelets. And look at the figure. That figure 7.1 is showing that the composition of blood. And this blood, in this structure, we can see that plasma is there, red blood cells are there, platelets, the nucleus, and white blood cells. So these are the composition of blood. So next part of the blood, that means a plasma. It is a straw colored liquid part of the blood, and about 90% of plasma contain water, and 8% plasma contain proteins, and 1% of a plasma contain inorganic salt, and the name of the inorganic salts present in the plasma are sodium bicarbonate, and the remaining part that contains some other substances like hormones, then some waste products. Like that waste products means urea and carbon dioxide, and antibodies also present. So we know that three types of blood cells are present, and the name of the blood cells are RBC, WBC, and platelets. And the red blood cells are called erythrocytes. The other name of red blood cells is are called erythrocytes. And other name of WBC, white blood cells, are called leukocytes. And the last name is platelets. Platelets is also that the different types of blood cells are showing in this figure 7.2. Then now this table 7.1 is showing the comparative study of different types of blood cells, and the feature of blood cells, and that means what are the features are mentioned here. Look at that formation. RBC is formed in the bone marrow of long bones, and WBC are formed in the bone marrow and in lymph nodes. Then platelets are formed in the red bone marrow. Then color of RBC is red in color, and white blood cells, that means WBC, are colorless, and platelets also colorless. Then the structure of RBCs are disc shaped, and the structure of WBCs are rounded, or sometimes we can see that in an irregular in shape, and the platelets are disc shaped structures. And the number of cells, that means number of red blood cells, are present 4.5 to 6 million per cubic millimeters of blood, and white blood cells are 4,000 to 11,000 per cubic millimeters, and platelets 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs per cubic millimeter of blood. So the lifespan of RBC, you already know that 120 days, and but the lifespan of WBC is only 2 days, a couple of days only. But platelets, the lifespan of platelets 5 to 10 days. Nucleus is absent in red blood cells, and nucleus is present in white blood cells, and nucleus is absent in platelets. So the function of RBC, we know that they are transporting nutrients and oxygen throughout the cells of the body. And the function of WBC, that's protecting the body from disease causing germs. And platelets are helping in blood clotting. So these are the different types of blood cells, and this table is showing that the different types of bloods, comparative study of different kinds of blood cells. Then functions of blood. Blood is a very important liquid. That means blood is a very important liquid part of the body because it performs the functions such as transportation, regulation, and protection within the body. Then blood transport nutrients from the small intestine to all parts of the body for assimilation. And it takes place in exchange of respiratory gases. Blood regulates the body temperature. Then blood carries dissolved excretory products from the liver to the kidney, from where they are eliminated from the body along with urine. Then blood transport various hormones that's produced by the endocrine glands, various organs, and the blood has the property to clot, and this clot which prevents the blood loss is in case of injury. And white blood cells provide immunity against pathogens. Different pathogens means different kinds of disease causing organisms. They also keep the body clean. That means these WBCs are clean up or eating up dead and damaged cells. These are the functions of blood. So this is the last topic of this video, and these are the contents are included in this video, and the remaining topics of the chapter we will study in the next video. Thank you children. Bye.